for one day, it's not that I'm thinking like, yo, if I work the other 3 days, or other 5 or 4, or if I started when the wrist was open, so that upset me. That upset me a bit. I'm like, well, I mean, hey, I have the guy's number that runs the game, so I have him in anytime they come around town.
What's the date today?
Today is the
26th, 27th?
27th, March
27th.
27th.
Friday, March 27th, 6:15. This is U.S. Taekwondo and Hapkido's Hapkido class, our online class. See, we got one whole individual in here. Thank you for coming. Hopefully you have a partner, because if you don't have a partner, practicing Hapkido is kind of, well, it's sort of hard to do. If you got a partner, it's a lot easier. Okay, I'm gonna hand this over to Alex. Here's my cameraman.
Yeah.
Still got one. No, me too. Okay, we're gonna stretch out our wrists. Thumb on the back of the hand, grab the thumb, bend and twist. At least the weather's been nice for us out here.
I thought it was gonna rain yesterday.
And switch. Thumb on the back. Bend and twist. It's easy. You should do this anyway. If you like working in an office during typing all damn day long, do these things. This will help you out a lot. Make you feel a lot better. Thumb down, hand out. This hand, thumb up. Grab, pull straight in. And you can kind of pump it, release, stretch, release, stretch. Okay, and now gently, while keeping this really bent, turn the fingers upward. We call this a two-way torque. This particular lock hurts like hell, and you can apply it to people from just about any kind of grab you can think of. Okay, you're gonna switch sides. Thumb down, thumb up, grab, pull straight in. Still got 2, 4, awesome. As I was saying earlier, hopefully you all have partners. If you don't have a partner, practicing Hapkido is rather difficult, but you can do it if you're good at visualization. Now, while keeping this bent, turn fingers up.
Stephanie's watching N6.
Does anybody have a particular category of grab or attack they would like to see techniques for? Type that in, please. Okay, waterfalls, hand up like this, palm up, grab the fingers, pull it across the body. You're creating an arm lock here and stretching these fingers back, just stretching all this. You feel it all the way up your arm here.
Stephanie says hey, Jason says hey guys.
Greetings, greetings, glad you're here. No requests as to what kind of an attack? Switch?
Not yet. I don't know if they heard you the first time.
Fingers, pull across the body.
It's pretty sensitive. It picks up a lot.
Oh, okay.
Like we gotta watch side talk too sometimes. I listen to that.
Hopefully all of you are wearing your cool shades. Okay, let the wrist go limp. Take this thumb here, pull it towards the wrist. Here. You may be out here, that's fine. Just put whatever you can take and hold it. And then switch, thumb to the wrist. All right, then we'll roll them out. Other way. Shake them out. All right, a little bit of shoulder. Take and hook your above the elbow and just pull it across. This actually feels pretty good. I like this. Other side, above the elbow, pull across. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start with 2 hands grabbing 2 wrists. So this is a double grab here like this. Okay, for those of you, look over this one, are just joining us, if you've been here before in a previous class, we utilize this location on the wrist all the time. You're going to get used to this. Once you apply pressure to this, this releases the wrist and allows you to do a lot of things to the wrist. Don't take my word for it. Try it with your partner, okay? Here's an experiment you can do. Say, okay, I'm going to take this up and bend the wrist here. I say, don't let me. And he can, now if I just do this, he will stop me all day long. I won't be able to do it. But if I take this finger and hook that and pull,
I swear to God, I'm not letting him do it.
I do it to everybody. I do it to some of the biggest guys you can imagine, and they look at me like they're pissed off. Like, well, how did you do that? And I go, well, it's voodoo, man. It's just plain voodoo. So, learn voodoo with me, okay, and pay attention to that spot. We're going to utilize it right now in this 2 hands grabs 2 wrists. The sooner I get anything on my body to touch this area of the wrist, the better off for me it is. I'm going to hook here like this, like a train coupler. I'm going to step in, and as soon as I do it, look at this. I'm rotating my wrist and touching this right here. I have to step in because I'm going to roll this over the top and plow this elbow right across his jaw. So you're going to have to move in for that. Your elbows are kind of short. You got T-Rex arms when you're dealing with an elbow. Hook, touch that, step in, drive, all the way through. Both sides. I'm hooking. I turn this up to where I'm touching that. Drive in. Hook and drive in. One of the things I recommend you do is once in a while have your partner truly resist on this technique. The more you resist, the more it's going to hurt you. So you're not going to do it too many times. But once you do it once or twice and you go, okay, yes, I believe it works, then no longer torture yourself and damage your wrists and have them all screwed up like mine, where mine's cracking and popping and half the time I can't get it to work right. So get rid of the macho-ness, and once you realize, yes, it works, I don't have to resist that much and cause damage to my wrists. Now I can add eclectic violence into this. Drive in, strike, maybe another elbow. Hey, boys! Notice how I'm sinking, right? Get your center of gravity down. The minute you move, the second you move, drop your weight.
Give this one everything I got.
Almost doesn't matter which leg you step with.
All right, we're closing. Look at the arm tense up.
God damn it.
It's just so easy. When you have proper technique, the stuff gets pretty damn easy. It's just the way it works, man.
And everyone saw the arms tense up, so yep.
Okay. Everybody got that one okay? Any questions, type them in. If you're having difficulty, let me know. We'll see if we can't find a workaround for you. Number, well, not even worry about numbers. Another one. I'm going to utilize this point on the wrist again, but this time I'm going to do it to the cross wrist. In fact, here's what you need to think of. All 2 hands grab one wrist. Think of it as a cross wrist grab and ignore the other hand. Just ignore it. You'll be fine. This one's almost more of a breakaway. I'm going to roll this up, and look where I'm touching right there. Now, I imagine his bladder right here. I imagine I want to drive my fist into his bladder or the top of the pelvic girdle here. That's the angle and direction I think of. Watch what I have to do. I drop my weight. As I stand into this, just rolls over the top and drives straight in. Okay? This is important on this technique. Put that weight in there and drive in. Okay? A little lower on that strike. Over the top. Down. Exactly. It causes them to cave in upon themselves. if you feel that they're super overpowering you and you forgot to sink and do this, you can always bring this other hand in and let it help you a little bit. It's not a big deal. But if you do this and stand, he can't stop you. It's mechanics. Although he should have his other hand up, because if I decide to let go and punch him, you might want to be ready to do something about that.
Yes, sir.
Jesus. Oh, God.
Back into that.
Fancy.
It's okay. You got a fancy kick, throw a fancy kick in there. What do we care? It doesn't matter.
I'm just now getting to the point where I can kick again, so yeah.
Sometimes, once you get a technique, you should start going to where you quickly go to where the lock starts and then slow it down so you're not hurting your partner. But get them fast twitch muscles into getting to where you need to be. Bang, there's that other hand. Sit down there.
Slap him next time.
It's ready to fire.
Heck no, it don't matter. That's always a fun one right here. Just shove some fingers in there. Sorry. Is that hand or did
Oh, yeah, you already did that hand. Yeah.
Do it again.
I'll go to the collarbone. There's another one behind the collarbone. That's a fun one too. The only problem is you got to remember it's your partner's turn next. Okay. Another one.
70's that good one.
I'm going to step, I'm going to sink as usual, and I'm going to say hi. By hi means I'm going to point my palm at his face. Slow motion. Hi. See these fingers here? I trap these right here. And all I got to do is this here now. Okay? And that'll work on everybody if you have the proper mechanics. If you do this, I'm here already. Now it's mine. Remember that two-way torque we're talking about? Just let go with the other hand. See what we got here? It's an S lock. Some call a Z lock, two-way torque. Call it what the hell you want. This is bent, this is bent. Fingers, his pinky goes towards him. That way. We're doing it from this position, that's all. High. I lock these so they can't go anywhere. Apply my pressure. See how I'm keeping my elbows in? Don't try and do techniques out here. You're weak out here. If it's too far away, step. Keep everything in here. So he ignores the other hand. Good, let's come back over here. Keep it, keep it. Look at this one. Because of the way I grabbed him, see this? My thumb gets stuck in here too.
On the other
So
side,
effectively he's trapped both my hands just because of the way I grabbed him in this case. Sometimes you get lucky. This time it's not. Sometimes I'll take luck over not, you know.
He likes that spot today. I got that thumb again.
Yeah. I was trying to do it on purpose. I was trying to see which way I needed to grab you to make that happen for you. Is everybody getting that okay? Hopefully. So I'm going to show you something evil you can add to it. This is my bad wrist too.
Yeah.
From being macho for many years and saying, well, I didn't feel it, so you cut me. So that broke it. That was a little bit of the cheat, the evil way. I don't know if you could notice it or not. He felt it. Okay. Here's the cheat. We're going from here, remember, and we're getting to this position. So let go here. At this point in this technique, when I'm here and doing this, all I'm doing is moving this hand towards him there. See that? That direction. To make it exceptionally more evil, what I'm going to do is not only apply that angle and direction, but I'm at a bisecting angle of rotation this way, towards his same side foot. So the torque is going to come here and there. Here and towards the same side foot. So I'm going to exaggerate this, and I got to be careful doing it because I'm really going to apply pressure. Once I get here, I add this. And I'm not doing so much with hands as much as I am going to use core. So keep your elbows against your body and utilize your body for the rotation instead of just doing this crap with your arms. You're much stronger and you have much better control over it. Okay? So there's something called intent in the martial arts and whatever it is you're doing. If you have intent behind what you're doing, you will have great effectiveness. If there's no intent, you won't. Intent is thinking about what it is you're doing and what it is you're wanting to damage. It translates from your thought process into your hands and into your actions. So, I say hi, I trap, I apply the forward, and then that little turn. You see which direction he went? You'll tell if you did it right based on your partner's reaction. If I go straight, he's there. If I add this, he goes that way. In theory, if you really have good control over your locks in Hapkido, you should be able to move your opponent to any direction on the face of a clock, right? I'm standing on a clock face that's 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, right? 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You should be able to move that person to any of those locations that you want to, just by understanding the lock itself. Goes up, it's got the forward rotation and turn. And bad wrist.
Yes, sir.
Forward, forward, and turn. Now do that just a little bit. Think of the rotation of this joint in that direction. There.
Let's go.
It's very subtle. This is what separates beginning students from, I hate to use the word masters because I don't think we ever really master anything, quite honestly. I haven't mastered myself. But this is the difference between somebody that's been doing this for a damn long time and somebody who has not. Because they can pull these little tiny finesse things into there and you don't even know what's going on. You just know you're dropping to the floor faster than gravity can get you there. Drop weight, high. Okay, see my elbows? Everything's in tight and close. Too much body movement. More intent. More intent. Holding things against you is called basing. Okay, that's a player. Do you think that basing something while striking something would be beneficial in any whatever art you're training in? Even Taekwondo? Instead of just letting the guy go, if you're hanging onto the arm and hitting him while you're basing that arm against you, will that help your technique? Sure it will. So if I said to you, if I gave you anything that would increase your chances of defending yourself in a violent situation by 1/10 of 1%, would you want it? Sure you would. So why not? Okay? Let's review these just a little bit. Gonna reach underneath and hook like a train clasp. Touch this part of the wrist here, step in, I'm sinking, drive that elbow in. Your intent is to drop this person right here and right now. I'll tell you what, you clock somebody on the elbow or the jaw with your elbow pretty hard, you've got a damn good chance of dropping them where they're standing. This next one we covered was I dropping down, I rotate this up, touching that port on the wrist again, and I think of driving into the pelvic girdle here. We can add additional kicks and strikes as we go from there. I just want this angle and direction to cause that breakaway and go from there. A little more down and down. Dude, the feeling it will feel. You'll feel. If I go here versus I go here, it's different. It's different. Just that tiny little subtlety. And then the other one that we did, I drop my weight. Here's my high. I can go straight forward. I can add that rotation. Oh, sorry. There's my thumb stalk in there again. And here's what I'm talking about when you're doing this. I went quick to the lock. He's not hurt, but I went fast. Where's my feet? Where is everything? Is it where it's supposed to be? Yes. Double check yourself. Make sure you don't have this back foot stuck out like this. We have a tendency of doing that, especially about 45. That little tiny detail, you add that into your techniques, you're going to see the effectiveness climb up in them. I don't care what it is you're doing, whether it's striking or anything else. Fetal attack.
Yeah.
Any requests for any particular type of grab or attack?
Not yet.
If you get one, please type it in there. Okay. I always like to cover, various street level things. And the most common attack males are going to experience is a hook punch. 90% of the time it's going to be a right-handed hook punch. Could be really fast. Yep.
I don't know, I'm just
Lots of times it's a big
trying to pop my
wide
shoulder.
hook, but may not. Sometimes it's a half a hook. I've got an entry that I believe
Oh, here's one.
that's my go-to entry. Fine.
70's like chest or shoulder push.
Chest or shoulder push.
Like if you have any questions like how to handle
Okay.
like a chest or shoulder push.
All right, so we're talking about something like this, I'm assuming. Could be
Yes.
one hand, could be two hand. Okay. Personally, since they're not latching onto me at that point, I'm not going to think of putting them into a joint lock. If one presents itself while I'm dealing with that, I will by all means take it. But let's look at the push. The push comes in. We don't know. I just moved it out of the way and I stepped and got off center line. When he did that, look at where my position is at this point. I'm behind him. Now, a good thing to do would be to check this arm. And by checking this arm, I mean just above the elbow. I'm not doing anything special, I'm just touching it. I know where it is. I can kind of control his body to a degree, prevent turning on me. So now, he had tried to lay hands on me like a hit as far as I'm concerned, and he gave me the back side of his neck and the base of the skull. I'd rather drop him as soon as possible. So right here, I'm either going to use a palm strike to the base of the skull, or if I'm close enough, I want to drop this bone of pain. Right here, and the angle and direction I want to go in striking this is like I'm coming out the opposite side forehead. See that angle? That's the angle and direction. So it's up and in at about 45, well, depending on where you're standing, right? So let's work that with the partner. Probably some of you have got some kind of martial arts background where you have something called an inside block, or a palm block, or parry. So you can do either one. So if the push comes in, I can do what's considered to be an inside block, and I'm already checking it with my arm. Or I can use just a palm, and again I'm checking, feeling it. So block or parry and strike. Look for this. Now, if you say to me, well, Master Phil, he's not giving me the back of his neck. That's because whatever attack you're doing, you're probably doing this. You didn't go through. Who's going to push you like this? Aha, I pushed you, sort of. No, it's going to be here. And when I do that here and he moves that out of the way, that changes the dynamics of everything. So,
Oh, good spin around the elbow.
Olay. Stop trying to punch this far away from their face. Go through. Stop trying to push this far away from the chest. Go through. Parry and strike the base of the skull. Right, that squishy spot on that. Squishies. Oh, sorry, I was grabbing.
That's all right. Two hands up.
So yeah, that's okay. It doesn't matter, does it? Right? Did I sink? Where's my feet?
Point at your
Instantly.
opponent.
Once you start moving, you do that. There, that time he was close enough I could throw an elbow into it. You don't have to be so mean.
It's that elbow.
Elbows eat first. That was a sneak.
Oh no.
Right? You do whatever you want, man.
I got fingers.
You got fingers.
That was almost like trap.
We're getting fancy now.
Fancy.
It's right there, man. Might as well use it.
Chop.
way up here for some reason.
While we're doing this, I want you to think of another attack. Somebody else, come on, chime in. Get something in there.
Yeah. Body slam.
Don't ask for a defense against that, because once he picks you up, man, I might be able to poke him in the eye, but I'm gonna probably end up on the ground at some point, and it's not gonna be happy. I'm not gonna be happy. He might be, but I'm not going to be.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Just
He's wanting to hug me a lot today for some reason. I don't know what's up with him.
hug of death.
Jiu-jitsu.
Who was that?
We don't know. This is not a crackhead coming up to
Yep.
do anything right now, so that's the only thing that matters with us off. Because it's possible we could have a crackhead show up at any time.
See how we're pushing through though? He's not stopping, he's pushing through me.
Yeah, if he doesn't move, if I don't move, I'm going to get plowed over. He outweighs me by a pound or two.
Like 2.
2 pounds.
Like 2.
He's got hair too. Oh, I love it.
Why the hair?
Because hair rocks.
He's almost able to grip.
No, you can't. I just shaved it before I came up. So
When a
I'm
person's
good.
bald, they'll get sandpaper up there after like a couple days.
It's true. You can latch onto it when it's scruffy and it's like super grip.
Really? All right.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you don't need much. All you're gonna do is either take them off balance or
Yeah.
give yourself a target, you know, that you may not have had before. So.
Slap him.
Woo-hoo.
Sensitive.
I grabbed his boob.
My God.
Hey, everything works. You could end up in a clinch and grab that sucker with a scrunch of your fingers and start twisting it. You'll get him to change.
Their
You'll
hair
get him to
chested.
change position. Everything's about getting him to change position once you end up in a bad place, right? Get him to go to something else. Okay, let's see. 2 hands, 1 wrist. Let's go to. Ooh. How many people are watching? 7. Okay. I'm going to give you something that I don't give a lot of people, so don't tell anybody I did this and showed this to you. Counter-escort techniques. Counter-escort. So that means he is shuffling me around like this.
Ooh, I know these.
Okay?
They're not fun.
Time for you to leave the bar, sir.
Yep.
I'm not telling you when it's appropriate and not appropriate to utilize something like this, but I can think of situations where you may be being ushered out, but you still have family members in an environment that you're not ready to leave that environment because you got family members there. Maybe at a mall and something's going down at the mall, and you know your wife and your kid are 6 doors down, and you just need to get there, and this person's not going to let you. I can think of that as a situation for something like this. So, first thing you need to keep in mind is when this person is doing this, stop struggling now. When you're starting to struggle, then what are they going to do? They're going to tense up and lock onto you harder. So you're going to have to just fake them out and go along with them. All right, man, I understand, man. You're just doing your job. Relax. You'll start to feel them potentially release the grip a tiny bit or give you a window, an opportunity for you to move. Now, we got to slow all this down. I don't know how many steps I'm going to take before I decide to make this movement. When I decide to make this movement, I'm going to get all the way to the other side of him. And there's a reason I want to get there, and we'll cover that in a second. In order for me to do that, my closest same side foot is going to take a big step in front of him. Big step in front of him, and I'm going to turn all the way like this and bring my hand to my core. See what happened to his body just there? And all I'm doing is latching this, and I give him a quick pop on the elbow. And I can go from there. So I'm slow. Go to this other side so we can see a little bit here. Big step. Turn. It's against my body. I turn my core and continuously. The whole thing is one motion. Stand there. No. No arm. I'm I'm going all the way across here and doing this. It's all one fluid motion. So is that going to take you time to figure that out and get that practice and get that body to do that? Yes, it is. And look at how my feet are by the time I'm done. My weight is sunk, nose over toes, so my weight is forward. I'm structurally sound. 1, 2, and it flows. It goes together. So, boom, step, turn, and it happens quick. Come on over on this side. Right about there. Okay. There you go. Boom, step here, turn. And this goes on. You got to know where this all is going to be. It's got to land on there right away in the first time. Hopefully you guys are kind of getting this one. This is a bit complicated. So, he steps across. Yep, all the way to there, straight to the armbar. Good. Try it again. You can do it statically. Don't even walk just yet. Just get the footwork. Boom, and turn. Good. Good stances. Feet are going in the right direction. Now come on back. Big step across. Boom. One more. Boom. Boom.
That pulled you a little bit.
Now, think about it for a second. Why do we want to get to the other side? Okay. If the person has been trained and they know what they're doing and they're armed, generally speaking, their weapon's going to be on the opposite side. They're generally taught not to escort somebody with the firearm on that side closest to that person. It's going to be on the other side. Right? You may want to control that to some degree. Another one that's super simple, and this is why I believe in the practical Hapkido way of doing things. I got like 5 of these things, and some are beautiful and some are quite flashy, but effective. But the most effective one really is just shoot down. Just shoot down. I put my body, and then I'll crack them in the nuts maybe. And then as soon as he's starting to bend over, I come back up with a reverse, an inverted ridge hand, crack him in the throat right here on the carotid. I got a good chance of dropping him or dazing him or browning him out. Boom, strike, strike. Simple, really, right? Very simple. This is the easiest one around. Just down, strike something. Right?
Super easy.
Headbutt.
Or you can do this one, the other one we just did. So.
Did somebody say headbutt?
No, I just said headbutt.
Counter-escort technique. Just to give you an idea what a couple of the other ones sort of look like, I'm going to go slow on these. I'll step across here, bring this up, latch. Ooh.
Languages.
That's fun.
You're right.
I step across like I did before. I go here. What do we have?
Hi.
There's our two-way torque. We just did that, right? Remember that added a little twist onto the end of it? Right? Another neat one requires you to think of a different grab. It requires you to grab in here like this. I come across, strike straight through there. Take this. Right? That one's fun. So there's a couple other ones for you, but look, this is the easiest one. You can step across, hold the body. Arm bar allows you to control the person to a degree. You can drop, you can knee them right there at that point. If they have something that you want or need, you can potentially obtain it from that moment on, or at that point. Okay. So no request for any particular attacks or grabs.
No, sir.
And you guys are just like lazy. Wow. Just typing a couple of words. All right, let's go into, well, we did some shoulders. Let's go back and run some shoulder ones again. A shoulder grab here like this. This, again, with arm bars you can get to from just about any place. Cross hand's going to trap. This one's going to come up and latch. This one's going to do kind of like an Indian burn mentality where you're twisting it, and no, it's not racist. So I'm stepping, and I twist this, pull the elbow in as I latch my elbow down onto it, keep this wrist lock bent, and I apply pressure down and picking up here. or I could just kick my legs off from under me and just drop my body weight on the thing. Okay? See how you go. Trap, grab, steps across, rotates it. Look at that. Easy.
Okay, and Stephanie said when it came to the pushing, it was a shoulder push is what she was gonna say.
Shoulder push?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess they come up and just checking your shoulders and have you go like that.
I would do the exact same thing we just did with the two-handed push. I wouldn't deviate, I wouldn't change it. The only thing that might change it now is because the other attack was going more towards center line. He's pushing at the shoulder. It's very one-sided, so that'll kind of dictate where I stay.
Just open the door and elbow in the face.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and go to the outside of that because, well, I'm already on the inside, right? So the shoulder push like that, I just come here, move it out of the way, I checked it, and then follow it with a strike. 1, 2, strike. Or you can just take this. Forget about it. Just crack him in the throat.
Why are you trying to push me?
Don't even do anything. As soon as he goes, strike him in the throat. I mean, this is providing you have some idea that something is about to occur. You had words. Somebody's just not walking out of the blue and going up to push you. You know what I mean? So something has occurred, words been said, so you already know this person has an issue with you to some degree, right? Makes sense?
You know when you're about to get into a fight. You can tell. If you've been
Yeah.
in a fight before, you know something's about to go down.
Yeah, you may not be happy about it, but you know it's happening. And knowing's half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Joe.
Shoulders. Trap. Latch. Step across. Crank.
Now this is that one I do like to, I do another thing too sometimes. When I trap and I twist and I turn and step in, sometimes I'll bang. I'll rib check my ribs into their ribs before I do the arm bar, which sets them.
As long as he's holding on to it, it works pretty well. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there we go.
It jams you and it gets that arm locked out. I love doing that.
It does. Try it. We'll wait.
Text when you're done.
Man, I wish I had video. Could see these guys doing it in their living room. You know, check, shoulder checking. That's kind of fun.
And then crap.
Now, we can also go the other way. I can step cross stance here and rotate and do it to the outside. I do not have to step across. You have options. Cross stance, boom.
Still got to pull that arm in,
Yeah.
so it's in your core.
All right.
For those of you that don't know where the cross stance is, it's this. It's also a curtsy.
And Rick Moneymaker says, keep up the great work. And Stephanie, she was talking about basically it's a friendly shoulder, friendly hand on the shoulder start, but then becomes hostile. So sort of just what we just went through.
A friendly hand on the shoulder, and then it becomes hostile.
And then
Yeah, it gets harder.
All right. Remember this one that we liked so much before? Remember we told you we could get to that one just about any time you wanted to? Let's do that to him.
super easy.
Super easy. Okay, let's back up a little bit. In order to make this happen, I'd like to have a bend here and here, and I'd like their pinky to be up. Okay? Right? Make sense?
Yes.
I trap it. Look what I do with my body. I turn it. Where's his pinky? It's up. All I'm going to do is take my whole arm over the top and go towards one of his feet. I don't care which foot. Point to the left one, the right one. Well, it doesn't matter. If I point to his foot, it hurts one way. If I point to one on my feet,
It hurts another way.
it hurts even more.
Stephanie's
And
like, thanks.
I think you want the one that hurts even more. So, trap. Oh, that's bad wrist. Let's turn around then. Trap. He steps in a bit, right? Look what he's doing. Steps in. Now, when he's trapping this, that means hold on to it tight. Don't let it move. It's concrete. It's glued to his shoulder now. It does not move. And dude, I don't care if he's 350 pounds and fell off a bench press at Gold's Gym. This is gonna hurt him.
Wait, what? Okay.
It's gonna hurt him. It's gonna hurt him fast because they got less flexibility than you or most of us got. Okay, it's gonna tear him up. It's just so easy.
And he's gone.
It's so easy. Okay, good. Thank you, Stephanie, for the question there. I like it. All right, what time we got? 57. Okay. I always like to wrap a class up with street level things. And we started talking about this a minute ago. The most likely attack that a male is going to face is going to be a hook punch. And 90% of the time it's going to be off the right hand. 10% it'll be off the left. Okay? I have an entry that I believe and have tested with people under full resistance, and it works great. It's a covered entry. Basically what I'm doing is, instead of the mentality of backing up when somebody's swinging at you, change your mentality. You only get one step, it's always forward. That's a great place and direction to go and to be. Now, when I do that, I need to cause effect to this person. I need to cause effect to them in the first half second of this encounter while not getting knocked out. Make sense? It's the ideal situation. So here's what we're going to do. Let's all do it together. Take both hands and cover your neck. Cover this back of your head like this. I'm not interlocking my fingers. I cover here. I do that, and I bring both elbows in tight. So right now my forearm is running across my temple here. See that? I tilt my head down slightly, so the crown, where the skull curves, that's what I want going forward. I step and drop my weight. At this point, I'm seeing you from about the chest down. I don't need to see anything else. Everything else is going to be done through feel, which is the fastest way to get information to our brain, is through touch. Not through sound, not through visual, but through touch. Okay? So, most importantly, your hands need to be up. Whenever you're having words or believe you're about to enter a confrontation, get your damn hands up. Start talking with your hands. You can do the Jack Benny they call it. Bring his hand up in here. Just get the hands in this zone so they're not all the way down here. You can react quick enough to an attack as long as they're up. If they're down here, you're not going to make it. You're just going to eat something. So hands are up. The second that attack comes in, we're going in slow motion. I'm not going to pile drive them. Boom. I take this and slam these elbows into their chest.
It sucks.
I almost don't care what I'm hitting. Just hit it. So again, hands are up. I cover, I jam in. Now look at my feet. Where are they? They're forward. Where's my weight? Can you see my whole body? Where's my weight distribution right now? It's over the front foot. Okay? If I got my weight on my back foot, I don't have any power, I don't have energy, I'm backpedaling, I'm going to lose my balance. I want it forward. Okay? And I've struck. So we're going to add more to this. We'll do this part with your partner right now. And even as soon as they start to move, as soon as they do this, launch your attack. In martial arts, we make this great mistake where we don't actually do anything until they've started the punch and the damn thing's halfway near us. The minute you see that shoulder even step back, go! Launch! Okay? Hands up. Boom! Strike. Do this with your partner, back and forth. Try not to hurt your partner because this sucks when you get clawed with these elbows. Especially right here. Oh, it's the worst. Oh, I'm attacking, sorry. That's not what I was doing. Okay, now we're going to add on to this because we're not done. The attack comes in, I launch, I strike, and then I'm going to open violently and I'm going to strike whatever it is I get. But quite honestly, if you've been training for any length of time, you'll know based on where you are inside this, whether you're hitting the jaw or the neck. I prefer to just strike this across the carotid artery here, hit him in the neck with this forearm. Strike, strike. And you're going to hit him hard, okay? This step in is an intentional drive those elbows into the chest. So he strikes, strike. I don't care what you hit when you open up and strike, it doesn't matter. Strike, strike. The last thing you're going to do depends on how good your first portions were. If he steps back a lot, I will kick. If he doesn't hardly move, I will knee. So we have three things that are occurring. Strike, strike, strike. Sorry? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Hey, if you start whacking each other a little bit, and you start to feel a little bit lightheaded, stop what you're doing and sit down so you don't pass out and crack your melon on the coffee table. I'm just saying. If you do this long enough, it'll happen. You'll go, what happened? I go, well, you did it right.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Boom, boom, strike, strike, strike. You can continue to attack if you want to, or you can beat feet and get out of there. Can you attack first? Yes, you can. But some elements have to be there for you to do so. And Masad Ayub says it best, and it's CYA. Not cover your ass. Can you articulate? Can you articulate to the law enforcement officer that's showing up why you were justified in hitting this person first? Some of the reasons might be, well, I've trained for a long time. He threatened to hit me. He pulled his shoulder back. He was going to hit me, so I launched. I just wasn't going to wait for him to pop me in the head. There you go. Now, if you got a clean record and the guy that tried to swing in, he's got a record of assault and battery, guess what? Cop's going to look at that and go, well, there you go. He was defending himself. You're good to go. Nothing's guaranteed, right? Because you never know anything about the officer that's approaching you, who's coming to that scene. Strike, strike, strike. Boom, boom, and boom. And that's a fun one. If you don't believe me that it works, and if you guys train, maybe if you train in Muay Thai or whatever, put your gloves on, go to your partner and apply it. Test it, pressure test it, write to me, tell me what your results were. I know what they are, but remember, you gotta start with your hands up. Okay. We're gonna continue doing this and following the schedule that I have online. Go to www.tkd, like Tom Kilo Dog, -hapkido.com. On that page, you'll find a link to schedule. Go to schedule, and we're following that class schedule for our live online classes until we get through this mess that we're all in. But I know we're going to make it. We're all working together. I see a lot of people doing their part. Try to help your neighbors, friends, stay in communication with everybody. And we'll make it through. We'll do our best at it here as well. And as soon as we can, get back operational, because this thing's never going to go away. I mean, it's going to be on the planet forever. Okay? We're just at a bad place right now until we can get a handle on some things. But it's going to be here forever from this day forward. You can't put that thing back in a can. So, we will get back online, in the swing of things as soon as we can with our after-school program, which will actually be like a day camp, because I don't think schools are going back in until next year. I don't think they're going back to school this year, to be honest with you. So we'll see. We're all going to do it. Stick together, work together.
I'm going to do a knife class this weekend at some time.
Yeah? He's going to do some
do
knife
a half hour, 45 minutes of throwing knives and how to throw knives and who should do it, who shouldn't do it. No kids.
Yeah, because we like to cuss every now and then and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
No, just kidding.
I'll do that
Kids
sometime
don't
this
watch that.
weekend.
All right, well, thank you very much, you guys, for tuning in. Give me some feedback, please. Train smart, train often. Have a good weekend.